Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be showing you how to schedule your midterms and finals with the Student Accessibility Resources Office. To begin, visit the website gvsu.edu/accessibility. On the homepage of the website, scroll down under the popular links and click on Testing Center. Once you click on the Testing Center, it will take you to the testing center page. Scroll down and click on schedule exam and quizzes with access. Once you click on this link, it will take you to the accommodate page, which is the software used to manage accommodations of students registered with our office. On this page, the first thing you want to do is to select the type of user that you are. So you'd select the student. Once you click on student, you'll be required to log in with your GVSU credentials. And once you are logged in properly, you would view the home page of the accommodate system. An alternative would be to go to the website my.gvsu.edu. Again, you'll be required to log in with your credentials. Once you are logged in the search bar, search for accommodate, and then click on the option with the GVSU logo. Similar to the previous step, it would first ask you the type of user that you are, which is students, and then you'll be required to log in with your GVSU information. Once you are logged in, the news feed will be displayed. On the left-hand corner of the page, click on the test request module. If you do not see this option, kindly reach out to your Student Accessibility Resources advisor to help you rectify the issue. On the test request page, kindly review the information that we have, which are: one, all tests must be submitted 5 days prior to the test date, and secondly, all classes held in Allendale must take finals in Allendale, with the exception of nursing and physical therapy. And if there are no open booking slots, kindly reach out to our office at 616-331-2490. Once you have reviewed the information at the top of the page, click on the new testing request button. Once you click on this button, the first thing you'll be required to select is your class. If you do not see your class displayed, kindly reach out to your accessibility advisor. In this case, I'll select system testing. Once you have selected your class, you can click the next step. But then before we go to the next step, let's review some of the additional filters. The first is the building. You can select the building, which would limit the testing room slots available to you. So you can leave that blank. The other option is the override course length. So in a case where the duration of your test is shorter than the class length, kindly set your in a case where duration of the class is shorter than the test length, kindly select the yes option in the override course length. And then once you select the length of the yes option, you'll notice that the length field will be displayed. From the length field, select the time or the length of your test. If you set the override course length to no, what that means is that the system would assume that the exam is the same as the class length. So if the class is a 50-minute class, it means your test will be 50 minutes. If it's a 3-hour class, it assumes that your test is 3 hours. All right. So for the final exam, you also have the final exam filter. If it's the final exam, click yes. If not, click no. By default, the system assumes that it's not a final exam. And if it's a final exam, you will not be able to select the override option because the system automatically determines the length of the final exam. All right, so once you've selected the filter, click next. On the next page, you will need to select the date for your exam. By default, the system would show you 5 business days in advance from the day that you are creating the request. So the earliest date I can actually test is on the 6th of October, and that's because today is the 29th, which is a Monday before the 6th. All right, so select the date of your exam. In this case, I'll select October 8th. And then once that is done, you move to step 3, which is select a space. the system will show you the different locations that we have. So we have the Devos, we have Center for Health Sciences, and then we have the Blue Connection. For each of these centers, you can actually expand them to see the available time slots. All right, so in this case, I'll be going with the Blue Connection. And then for the Blue Connection, we have 4 time slots. We have 8:15, 10:30, 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. Right. If you do not see a particular time slot, it's possible that you need to set a course override in the first step. In this case, I'll just go ahead and select 10:30. So I'll click on the request button to select that time slot. On the request button, again, there are mandatory fields that you have to fill. For example, if it's a final exam or not. So if it's a final exam, I'll click yes. If it's not, I'll click no. And then you would also see the list of accommodations that you have approved. So the accommodations that you need for this exam, kindly ensure that you check them, and the ones that you do not need, you can uncheck them. Also, if there are some resources that you need for this exam that you are requesting, for example, your calculator, your math formula, your open book or open notes, kindly check those boxes to request for them. Again, we have another question of, do you need a reader? If you need a reader, click yes. If not, click no. And then if there are any additional information that you think your professor would need, or the testing administrator, kindly enter that in the box provided. Once you are done reviewing the test request, click submit request. Once your request is submitted, you would see it in the pending test request option. Also, you should get an email confirmation and your professor would be notified. This is how to schedule your tests, either midterms or finals, with the Student Accessibility Resources Office. Thank you and bye for now.